friend of mine is graduating from business school today. So what does that mean? I am in the business of getting him a cake, a congratulatory cake. He asked for a mocha cake. So I took the idea that you would get from like a Korean bakery where you would have like the Korean roulade. So I made a really nice mocha chiffon, covered it in a Swiss mocha buttercream, and topped it off with chocolate crumble. My name is Paul Tran, and this is Paul Tran, Baker Man. Specifically for this mocha cake, I am starting with the chiffon cake, which hopefully won't mocha you crazy. I've lined two 6-inch pans with parchment paper. The oven is preheated to 335 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 168 Celsius or gas mark 3. You need to boil about 1/3 of a cup or 72 grams of hot water, and then put in about 2 teaspoons of instant coffee. Then set that aside so it can cool down a little bit. Take 1 cup of flour, that's 120 grams, with a cup and a half of granulated sugar, that's 144 grams, and whisk those together. Add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. In a larger bowl, combine 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, 72 grams, along with 5 egg yolks. Came from large eggs, and this comes out to 72 grams. Put in a couple grams or a teaspoon of vanilla, and that should combine very well. Now I'm going to add the flour mixture to that. So this is the first 2 parts of your batter. Should have added the coffee along with the egg yolks, but it's okay, it's not too late. Now for the meringue part of this. I have 1/3 of a cup or 67 grams of sugar, as well as a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And I have 4 large egg whites, which comes out to 126 grams. I'm just gonna whip these together until they actually, the sugar actually dissolves. So a little bit at a time, basically about 1/3 in, and then just do it in 2 batches. You start mixing them in until you just don't see any streaks anymore. This is gonna give us a really nice, like, light and fluffy cake. The coffee is coming through so well. Can you get a secondhand caffeine high? I might be doing that. When everything looks like one color, you just don't see those like brown and white streaks anymore. That's basically when you're done. This is such a light batter. And look how well it's ribboning. This is going to turn out really, really nicely. Divide this into my pans equally. I'm going to put these in the oven for about 20 minutes. Again, this is at 335 degrees Fahrenheit, 168 Celsius or gas mark 6. While the cakes are in the oven, I'm going to start the mocha buttercream. So I'm going to try to make a coffee Swiss buttercream, basically. So I'm going to start off with a Swiss meringue, where I make the meringue just like in the other video, but then toward the end, I actually start putting in room temperature butter at a few tablespoons at a time. And then I'm going to add my coffee. So I took my instant coffee and put in a tablespoon into a tablespoon of hot water and just let that sit. And so that's become very nicely liquidy and very coffee-y. So that should come out very well. I have a pound or 4 sticks or 448 grams of unsalted butter. And then I have a cup with a couple tablespoons of granulated sugar. And also I got a 1/4 teaspoon salt, 5 large egg whites. It comes out to 160 grams. I'm gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 4 grams. So I added that directly to the coffee, just to mellow it out a little bit.
Use a whisk attachment with a stand mixer just like the Swiss meringue that we made before. Slowly incorporate your butter just a few tablespoons at a time. If it starts looking soupy, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. So everything looks very well combined. Leave it running for 10 minutes until the mixture is completely cooled. So everything feels cool to the touch. That's perfect.
It's just so silky smooth to see. It's shiny, there's some good gloss. Now, I'm taking out the whisk attachment and I'm trading it for the paddle attachment. If you don't have this handy little like rubber attachment spatula part on your paddle, do remember to scrape it down every few minutes. So here's the combination of vanilla and coffee. I'm gonna add it now. I'm just gonna let this run slowly for about 2 minutes until everything is beautifully combined.
That is gorgeous. I'm just gonna take a little bit.
It's got a beautiful color. It smells wonderfully of coffee and that nice mocha flavor. It's gonna be ready for icing. So now I'm gonna do something else a little bit fun for the cake. I've melted chocolate and now I'm just smearing it on my surface. And I'm gonna let that harden. Shouldn't take long because the granite is already pretty cool. Yeah, if this cake tastes half as good as just the little pieces of like cake that I've trimmed away, combined with a little bit of icing and that chocolate crumble that I put on top, if it tastes half as good, I'm gonna be extremely pleased with this cake. So I really hope that this goes well. I hope they like it at the party, and I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a like. Turn on the bell for notifications for when I upload new videos and do things like live stream. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope this demonstrates how much constraint I have, because I have not cut myself a slice of this. Oh, temptation!